There's a war for your mind, but it doesn't start with what you think. It starts with what you see, because the most effective way to oppress people is to control their mirror. And this was the objective. The objective was that we would never remember our divine essence, that we would never reclaim our reflection, and that we would never rebuild our mirrors with our own hands. There's a war for your mind, but it doesn't start with what you think. It starts with what you see. Because before you had language, before you could even spell your own name, you were absorbing images. And those images became beliefs, and those beliefs became your default identity. Your self-image was never neutral. It was curated. And if you never intentionally reclaim it, it will silently become your cage. Psychologists estimate that 95% of your behaviors are informed by your subconscious mind. And your subconscious does not respond to logic. It responds to symbol, repetition, and emotion. And that's why propaganda uses imagery. That's why branding works. And that's why white Jesus still sits in churches where Black women cry out for liberation. According to neuroscientists, your subconscious is programmed by the age of 7, and from there, it runs like a script. The brain's reticular activating system filters in what matches your belief and filters out what doesn't. So if your environment keeps feeding you images that center whiteness, certain body images, struggle, or survival, your subconscious takes that as law, even if your conscious mind says, I know better. Let's be clear, this isn't just psychological, it's systemic. Colonization didn't end with land, it extended into representation. Every textbook, every hallway poster, every ad campaign has historically worked to distort your reflection. Because the most effective way to oppress people is to control their mirror, aka your self-image. Because a woman who doesn't see herself clearly will spend her life shrinking, fixing, and apologizing. And this is why Black beauty has always been policed within the structure of white supremacy. This is why our hairstyles were banned. This is why dark skin is shamed. And this is why our bodies have been dissected but not centered. And this was the objective. The objective was that we would never remember our divine essence, that we would never reclaim our reflection, and that we would never rebuild our mirrors with our own hands. And that's why I developed my practice of visual alchemy. Visual alchemy is the sacred practice of turning your visual space into a site of remembrance and revolution. It's not just aesthetic. It's neurological, it's ancestral, and it's strategic. We absorb about 11 million bits of sensory data per second, and most of it is visual. Every time you open your laptop, your cell phone, or your tablet, the images that you're consuming are casting a spell on your subconscious. Visual alchemy is about choosing what that spell is. It's about flooding your nervous system with images that say, you are whole, you are divine, you are the altar. Because when enough Black women shift what we see, we'll shift what we believe is possible. And when we shift what we believe is possible, we'll change our choices. And those choices will disrupt cycles, not just internally, but economically, culturally, and spiritually. This is about liberation. This is about power. This is about subconscious sovereignty. Because the enemy of oppression is not protest, it's repatterning. And the most revolutionary thing you can do today might not be speaking louder about the disparities you experience. It might be changing what you look at every single day. And that's why I created the Visual Alchemy Starter Kit. I created it as more than just a product. I created it as a practice. The Visual Alchemy Kit includes 5 desktop images that were designed to soothe your nervous system and affirm your sovereignty. There are 6 lock screen images, no words, just symbolism to rewire your subconscious quietly and powerfully. There's a daily reset audio ritual where I speak directly to your subconscious and regulate your energy. And last but not least, there is a mini guide where I share with you the science, steps, and reasoning behind it all. So if you found what I've shared today to be insightful and you want to check out the Visual Alchemy Kit, I will leave the link to my website below. I have made it accessible, affordable, and empowering, and I don't want you to wait. I don't want you to waste any more time, because how you see yourself today determines what you create tomorrow. And as I close, I invite each of you to allow this to be our new era of reflection. one where our screens are sacred and where our subconscious becomes our sanctuary, one where we stop downloading systems that weren't designed for us and where we start building our own. You are not here to adapt. You are here to alchemize. And that begins with what you behold.